Now, and also too, all right, so now let me back it up from the last talk we had. We talked about the four laws that govern the universe. And the first law, the most important, not, I shouldn't say it's not the most important law, is to understand is you exist. If you exist now, you forever will exist and you always will exist. So if that's the case, you know you're going to die, right? So why not drive the motorcycle? Why not get an airplane? Most people are evading the actual essence of where the fear is coming from. You want to start the business to be successful because you don't want to be looked down upon. You can't run a business from that angle. It won't work. You have to run a business because you enjoy it and not care one iota if you're successful in the eyes of the world. And guess what? You will be very successful because the paradox will do that. Because what creates non-success is getting in your way and caring what other people think. If I let other people run my business with what they think about me, I'm not going to do it. But when I don't give one iota what other people think, I become the most successful person in the room at that moment. It's because it doesn't matter if I succeed or not. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to explore ups and downs. I am not evading the down. Because in the physical world, everything is up and down. What goes up must come down. Why is down a negative connotation? Who told us that? Why is it bad when it rains? Who told us that? Now, you can come up with a philosophy to help you talk you out of it, but when you go down to the basis of it, it all becomes nonsensical. And then you don't even think about the fear that could be attached to that belief. I'm talking about getting a belief that has none of that in there. Because like getting on an airplane, you might have the stomach ache, but making it to Hawaii will supersede the stomach ache because there's Tums waiting on the other end. So the belief becomes diminished. But there will be a day when you don't even have that. You don't have to take the Tums. You don't even think about it. You just get on the airplane. All right? So then you'll actually enjoy the trip, can't wait to get over it. The reason you don't enjoy it is because you're waiting that leg of the trip to get over. And it's like, no, it's because you're fighting that energy. That's what's disturbing you. But the beauty of it, the pilot doesn't feel that way, so the plane isn't going to crash. You know? There was a comedian one time, I thought this was hysterical. He's like talking about like, you know, they say when it's your time, you're going to die. He goes, but what happens if you're sitting on an airplane? It's the guy's time next to you, but not yours. You know? But it doesn't work that way, right? Because if everyone goes down, it's their time. But we start to play with that. But when you examine that, why am I scared? Why, you know, what is it about it? What will happen to me? You know? And you can actually bring it down to nonsensical. So let me recap the four laws in the way I see them. It's not empirical to everyone. Existence. If you exist now, you always have, and you always will. The second law, the one is the all are the one. That means we're all connected, but we're connected having individual experiences. Just like my right arm is having an individual experience from the left arm, but they're connected. All right? They can go and experience, allowing different. They can pick this up, you know, guitar like that, right? But if they had to have the same experience, it'd be very difficult. But they're connected, so they don't need to fight each other. Strumming, picking, right? They're actually in concert with each other. So as human beings, as we learn, we're individually doing things, but when we collaborate, we have an orchestration. You know, the funniest thing is having musicians compete. They don't. They collaborate. The greatest athletes do not compete. They perform. When they're competing, they're not doing good. When they step out of a competition, they're performing. And why they stand out is because the other people are competing. Period. Jordan mostly performed, not competed. His opponent might have competed. So when you look at it from that place, they aren't competing, they're performing. Until they're competing and then they get hurt and get fouled, whatever. We really came here to collaborate. So the one is the all are the one. We're all connected but have an individual thing. So we can experience individuality, but yet we can collectively, I can go off my room and play the violin, and I can step on stage with 50 other people and have an orchestration. But I'm not competing. We'll do that.